Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're going to do a quick comparison here, a video on a couple of different water filter systems here. One of the things that's been really striking about this pandemic is the fact that people ran out, and of course they bought toilet paper and paper towels and stuff. I understand some of that panic, but the other thing that people bought at first was a whole bunch of water. And I think it's sort of human nature to want to go for water when there's uncertainty. And so I have always been a big proponent of having a good filtration system. For years we've used the Royal Berkey system, have that one out there. And also over the years we've acquired these Berkey filter water bottles, and they have kind of a filter in the bottom with a sort of a straw that attaches to them, and apparently that's the black Berkey filter. And you sort of fill this up with contaminated water, and I've used this out of streams before. I pretty much trust the Berkey system, and then you pull back and it's like a little straw and you kind of squeeze and water comes out. And you can either filter bulk water this way, it just takes a long time, or you can use it just to drink out of. So a company called Survivor Filter contacted me and wanted to do some affiliate link stuff, and I said, wow, you got one of those little water bottle filters that looks pretty nice. It looks like a kind of an updated version in my mind of the Berkey system. This doesn't look real nice, it's pretty old design, and this looked a lot nicer. So they said, well, we'll send one out to you. So they sent one out. Survivor Filter sent me one. Claims to be made in the USA here, which is, I think, very important nowadays. I think that's nice to see. I don't know a whole lot about the company. I just don't. So I'm just going to take, kind of what they give me here. So we're going to do a head-to-head comparison of the Berkey water filter versus the Survivor filter. And typically you test a Berkey by putting a couple of drops of red food coloring in the filter and then testing it and see if it comes out clear. So we're going to do that right now. I'm going to go ahead and take this out. And we're going to put one drop carefully of, ooh man, I thought this had a dropper in it. We're going to get it everywhere, aren't we? Carefully, one drop. Oh, that's a lot of drops in there. That's probably 3 or 4 drops. We're going to do the same thing over here. Very unscientific here. Oh, about the same. Unscientific. We're going to let that shake that up a little bit. We're going to get that completely filled. As you can see, they're both very red. Alright, so I don't know what's going to happen here. Let's go with the old school Berkey. They always claim that it'll filter out food coloring. Get it nice and tight. Let's filter some through here. Squeeze it. Consistent squeeze. Looks like it's doing this job. I'm going to make sure it's all the way through the filter though, because it could have residual water in there. How is that working? I can see pink water coming out, actually leaking out the side. That's not good. Let's try to tighten that down. Am I seeing any pink water in here? Pretty good. I can't tell. It looks like maybe there's a very, very slight tinge of pink in there. But let's just see what this compares to now. Do the Survivor filter. Ooh, this is the real test. This is the new kid on the block here. So we're gonna see what happens here. Nice and tight. Try to give it. We're gonna squeeze through here. Oh, we're gonna have to tilt it and kind of pour it in. Squeeze some through. This is the new kid on the block. Oh, wait a minute now. First off, I put way more than like a couple of drops in this. This is a lot of food coloring for both of these. There's probably 5 drops of food coloring in each. Okay, they're about the same. You saw me pour it in. I don't have a dropper. That would have made it, a little more applicable, because usually you put a couple of drops in a big water filter. Well, I'm pushing this way hard on both of these, but look at the results right there. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the deal is with this, but I would trust this one more. And I think the reason is, I really think the design is the flaw, because this doesn't have a sealing gasket between the contaminated water and what you drink out of. It does make the water taste better. It will do that. It filters obviously some, because I'm going to dump the actual food coloring water in here to show you the comparison. There's a seal inside of here, but you really have to trust that seal from blowing water by it. Whereas the Berkey, it's interesting because it looks like at one point they wanted to do that method because it is much more easy to do it. You have less parts, you have less tubes, and it looks like they wanted to hook that filter directly to the upper part, but they went with the straw design, so there's less chance of anything breaking and water getting in. So Berkey's obviously had some time with this business, and I think right now I really wanted to give this a good review because it does look better. It is a little easier to use in some ways, but guys, that's the reality. And even the Berkey had a little bit of pink in there. Like I said, I'm pushing these way harder than you would. I mean, it's not going to filter out every little bit of color, but that's the proof's in the pudding. That's what it is. So I don't know. I'm going to talk to Survivor Filter about this and see what they say. But at this very moment, I think this is the winner. Now let me show these side by side. That's what the Berkey had in it. And we'll just pour that in here. They're virtually the same. That actually looks a little lighter even. So this is what we're comparing. And again, it's unscientific. Do your own, at your own risk or whatever you want to do. But water filtration is important, and this is a test that Berkey's done for years, and I always test my Berkeys this way, especially the bigger ones. So that's the test. I don't know what to say. Is it a good product? I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it's supposed to do. It looks like maybe it's fine for what it's supposed to filter. It does make the water taste good. Both make the water taste great. So maybe if you're just filtering, city water and just trying to get the chlorine taste out of it, it does work for that for sure. But as you can see, this is the result. So thanks for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. All right, so I did a little bit of a follow-up with Survivor Filters. I dropped them an email and sort of told them what had happened with their filter and the test that I did, and just kind of asked them if that was a fair test or expected. And I haven't heard back. It's been almost all week, so I figure that's enough time. I don't know if they're going to respond, but it's kind of unfortunate. So that it is what it is, and I don't know really what to tell you. Like I said before, it works really pretty good for taking the flavor, the bad flavor out of water, and so if you're using it just for that, it's probably totally fine. So the Berkey it is. The Berkey always seems to be a pretty good option for filtering water. So I hope that was informative, helped you guys out, and it'd be interesting to hear from the company. Like I said, I always do an update video and see if they give us a response. But as always, hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you on the next one.